Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Hey. That's my my horn sound. Okay, you know what? Forget about that. Hi everyone.
I'll cut this out. I'll cut it out. I'll edit it. I'm
No,
Hitesh.
leave it in.
No,
Leave it in.
you're not my dad.
Okay, that sounded weird. Okay, hold on. Let me just compose this out. I'm
But
Kendall
anyway.
Varner.
I'm Hitesh.
Were you just about to jump over my?
Yeah.
You already introduced yourself.
I want to do it again.
Well, my name's Kendall Varner.
And I'm Kendall Varner too.
We're all Squidward. You're Squidward. I'm Squidward. We're all Squidward.
I was gonna say, I'm Spark.
Is anyone else getting that reference?
Yep.
You got that reference, right?
Yeah, I watched SpongeBob.
Oh, cool. Thanks for reaffirming my
I grew up in the
that
mid.
I'm not alone in this.
I grew up in the mid to early to mid
Why you-
2000s.
Yeah. Why are you struggling to say mid 2000s?
Yeah, I grew
Mid
up. I got
2000s.
it.
That's a sweet spot right there.
It was okay.
It's better than now.
I don't know. Actually, no, I do know. Actually, do I know? I don't know. In the mid 2000s,
You know what you don't know, and if you
But I-
don't know,
now you know.
you still
but you
don't know.
what you know.
Oh man, we're losing listeners.
I don't think we had any listeners to begin with. Just jokes. We got heaps. We got all of them.
I hope everyone is doing well right now. I
Yeah,
hope everyone's all right. Yeah.
it's not an easy time at the moment. But
No, it
this is
isn't.
kind of why we wanted to do this, to, do it for ourselves and do it for everyone else, really.
Nice. Keep going. This is good.
Well, this has actually been this podcast, I'm not going to lie, has been good for me. So,
Oh wow! You know what? This is getting deeper than I thought it was going to go. you're gonna start crying soon. It's like it's really helped me. Which, by the way, if you want to, see, also like with the this is, I'm being serious at this point. If you want to express, this is a safe space for you to express how you feel. If you jokes aside, without being
if you're following us on Instagram and stuff like that, then that I post these weird pictures of me and Kendall's face on famous actors or the movie posters, and it's actually been very therapeutic, just getting back into the swing of Photoshop and editing and all of that. So it's helped me. It's good, learning new skills.
It's good. It's good to hear you're doing well.
I'm doing okay. I'm doing great. I am doing well. That that's underselling it.
Okay, so
Cool scab.
Oh, come on, man! I'm trying to stop the show, and then you just you bring up the scab that's on my on my elbow.
That's a dope scab, man. That's an ill scab. That's like
I'm tough. I'm tough. If I'm being honest, I went for a run and I tripped. Okay, is that what you want to hear? Is that what you want to hear? You're not my dad.
I could be.
Oh yeah. Why am I getting sweaty?
It's hot. It's humid here. This
is a movie and a TV and a pop culture podcast.
Yeah.
And I think we should lead with that.
Yeah.
People want to hear what we have to say, right?
Yeah. So
I like how you just if you're not watching the video, you should look at Tish's facial expression when he says that.
Yeah.
It wasn't very sincere.
I'm as sincere as I come. I'm as sincere as Sincere Sam.
Okay. Okay, so Tish, have you seen anything good lately?
Yes, I have. I just watched The Harder They Fall. Have you seen that, Kendall? Have you?
Of course I've seen it. You were the one who recommended it to me.
Oh yeah. Yes, I remember now. This is why they call me Sincere Sam.
Stop that. Stop with the Sincere Sam thing.
Why?
Is that your cowboy name?
I'm Sincere Sam. What entire nations is happening here? I'm Sincere Sam.
Okay. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough about that, yeah. Yeah, so we watched The How Do They Fall? Directed by
Samuel James. James Samuel.
Samuel James.
James Samuel.
Is it James Samuel? James spelled with
James
a Y?
Yes.
Well, we got a fancy guy over here.
Can I chuck you a fun fact?
Yeah.
He is Seal's brother.
Oh, who's?
Seal. Kissed by a Rose.
Oh.
Now, was that fun, Kendall, or what?
So much fun. So much fun. Thank you for that little useless nugget.
Useless?
Useless little morsel.
It was great. This movie I've been looking forward to for a long time. When they announced it in the cast, and I remember, like, was it early this year when they released, like,
because we I think earlier on in the podcast we mentioned this, like, right, like, because it was like on the list. It was also trailers that we saw.
I don't think we discussed it on podcast. I think we just talked about it.
Didn't we? Okay, so we talked about it. Yeah, you had to be there, folks. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
we'll let you in. We'll let you in future conversations. But there was like what was happening? So it's a Western that focuses around real African American cowboys.
Yeah.
In the West.
Mm-hmm.
What was going on at that time? However, the events and setting are all fictionalized.
Yeah.
Is fictionalized even a word?
It is now. Yeah, it is. Yeah, why not? That's a word.
Fictionalized. So it's famous African American cowboys through history.
Yeah.
But through a fictional setting and narrative, which is very, I thought was really cool in an experimental kind of way.
Yeah.
Because like now it means like you can open the gate. It's like it's fan fiction is what it is.
Yeah. I liked it. I liked the cast. I liked a lot of the direction of it. The music was awesome.
Yeah, tell me about it. What did you like about the movie? What are your thoughts on it?
What are my thoughts on? Well, I love the cast. I love the music. I thought Jay-Z was a executive producer on the movie, so he had a hand in some of the in the music.
The music, the music goes through.
And interesting enough, James Samuel also scored the movie as well. He's also a musician as well, and he goes by the stage name The Bullets. So he's a singer-songwriter, music producer, and filmmaker. I'm not reading this from his Wikipedia.
No, you got that. I don't know, the Sherlock Holmes, Beautiful Mind thing going on right now.
And he's a producer. He's produced a lot for like Jay Electronica and Mos Def and.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Before I tear into it.
Did you notice Chadwick Boseman was in the movie?
Spiritually?
Did you see him? Or did you see Chadwick?
No. Where was he?
Was he? Or was he not?
Don't do that.
Okay.
Do that.
So like there's a scene in the movie where there's a train or like and like it's got C.A. Boseman. So there's a little nod to Chadwick Boseman.
Oh. C.A.
I think it was
Bozeman, is that what it said on the?
Yeah, I think it was at this maybe within the first half an hour. I think.
Yeah, because that's usually that's where the train scene takes place.
Yeah.
Early on in the film. So it says, what does it say on the train?
C.A. Bozeman.
Oh, that's like that.
And I saw it. And I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. I paused it and had to check that
I was just sorry. I was just about to make a bad joke about that. You know the Train to Busan movie?
Yeah.
Train to Bozeman. Yeah, that's why I don't do the comedy thing. Well, that's not true. I do improv comedy, but this is like, I don't write comedy for very good reasons.
You feel it, man. What did you think of the cast?
I thought the cast was. It was a. There's a word I've heard. There's a phrase I've heard before. It was like an embarrassment of riches. I believe that's a phrase that people use. Because it was like, it wasn't like there was just so much good talent, like crazy, like someone like when you see a lot of these top tier actors, usually it's the reason why they don't put all of these amazing actors in one film is because they're going to be very, 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 very expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive to hire. And I was just like, Regina King, Idris Elba,
Zazie Beetz.
Zizi. Do you say Zazie? I say Zizi. Is it Zazie or Zizi?
I thought it was Zazie.
Z-Beats. Who's that guy?
Lakeith.
Lakeith, yeah.
Dion Cole, Damon Wayans Jr.
Oh, that's right. Who was the guy who played oh damn, was it Bucky? Not Bucky. The guy who was who used to be the mayor of the town.
Wiley, Dion Cole.
Oh yeah, he's really good in that. I think is it Jonathan Majors?
Yeah.
And who was it that played oh crud. Who's the guy who played the sheriff?
The Delroy Lindo?
Yeah.
Bass Reeves.
Yeah, Bass Reeves. The real fictional Bass Reeves. Oh, not real fictional. That doesn't make sense. The real fictional. The real
that's
lawman.
Yeah.
The real historical Bass Reeves. Oh, that was it's crazy how you don't hear about these stories. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things like the Watchmen brought up. That like the idea that like so much of African American history is intertwined with American history. It's just be covered up to extreme levels.
Yeah.
Like when you think about Elvis, everyone thinks about black culture as being like kind of appropriated and stolen, and then like all we think about is like rock and roll, which a lot of rock and roll was stolen from. But then you look at history in a whole. It's just like what's his name? The Lone Ranger was literally inspired by Bass Reeves.
Yeah.
Did you know about that?
Yeah.
So it's just like if you look at all these cowboys and like there's so much of it has been just like taken.
Yeah. A lot of these characters, these real life figures were then adapted into cinema played by white actors.
Yeah, played by white actors, just like morphed around, like kind of like how who was it like when Americans kind of like took all that like Japanese cinema and they put it into westerns like a Kurosawa and stuff like that, and the Seven Samurai. Like you just you just swap out the characters and the actors and stuff like that. But yeah, so like I said before, it was an embarrassment of wealth in terms of the talent that we're able to get.
The cast was amazing, and it's not that they're not. They're very talented, and they're not mainstream massive. Do you know what I mean? They're not like,
I don't know. I think some of them are, but
I think
they're not all. They're not all in the mainstream. They're not all A-list actors. They're not all list. They're not they're not all amateur actors. Like some of them are like still up and coming. Some of them have already hit the ceiling. Some of them have hit the ceiling and now they're right in the middle and they know where they want to be. Some of them don't even prefer to be in the mainstream. They just do small stuff. Some of them have the veteran actors, like the actor who plays Bass Reeves, who's been doing he's been like in a ton of like stuff. And it's only been now that he's jumping back into all this stuff. But but yeah, they're all from different denominations of
and a lot of them are if you know kind of actors.
Yeah,
so I think cinema and TV, you're like, oh, I've seen Lakeith in Atlanta, I've seen Zazie in it.
I haven't been liking Lakeith lately, if I'm being honest.
What was the last thing you didn't like him in? I think I know what you're gonna say.
Well, what did you think I was going to say then? Huh? Read my mind.
And Professor X. Did you like him in Knives Out?
He didn't really do much in Knives
Out.
He was barely in it.
But I liked how he was in that movie, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I liked him. I liked him in that movie. Yeah.
Did you like
the right amount of nothingness?
Yeah, I liked him in Uncut Gems.
Oh, right, he was in that.
I like that. That's one of my favorite movies of the last 10 years.
No, I still haven't seen that.
You have to get onto it, man.
Am I in trouble?
Nah, I'm just disappointed.
Okay.
I'm not mad. Sorry, I'm just disappointed.
I
thought
no. One of the last things I saw him in was
Judas and the Black Messiah. I didn't like him in that.
No.
The Photograph?
Yeah, I was in are you looking at a list right now?
Yeah.
Stop. Because I was like the way you were like reading, I was like, I think it's going through the entire filmography right now. And I can see your eyes going off the screen.
I've got my own. Hey Jamie, pull that up.
But yeah, it was in the, I think it was The Photograph. I think
I like that movie a lot.
That was the movie when I realized that he kind of plays a version of himself.
Yeah,
I think he's one of the most confident and competent actors working right now.
I think that's the most grounded character he's played.
And he's very I'm not trying to like dismiss like he's not talented, because I think he's really, really, really talented. But like him and Issa Rae, yeah, there was like that chemistry. I didn't buy any of that chemistry.
Really?
The oysters, I didn't buy it all. Like this is my impression of him. He kind of just like looks down, looks up. He got like has that weird raspy voice kind of thing. He's like, "What are you doing here?" he's just like wondering. I was like he even did it in The Harder They Fall. And the way he's just kind of like,
that's how he talks.
Well, you're back again. And he's just, I was like, are you gonna like, when does the character come out, and where do you end? I get that, like a lot of great character actors, if he wants to be a great character actor, I can see him doing that. But like, I felt like he was like he's been doing this a lot lately, where he just kind of like, I think he was really strong in Atlanta because he's very different in Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta.
The character, was it Darius? Is Darius his name?
Darius. Because like
where he's like, because he's such a that's such a character.
Yeah,
and it's so different from who he is.
There's a scene in the first episode where he's like, "Can I measure your trees or something?" Like, he's got great eye work and stuff like that. You just look at his eyes. He doesn't need to say much. But he I think there's a scene in can't remember which episode, but there's a scene where he looked like a puppy dog. I think he was getting like attacked or something, and he just looked really frightened. And it was just in his eyes. He didn't say anything. I can't remember the episode.
I got that from Get Out, where because he just like
Oh yeah,
the look he has. He's just very very expressive. But yeah, he's such a really good talent. Like he's just a really 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 talented. But it was in that movie, The Photograph, that I was like, that movie looks like Issa Rae and his character, Lakeith and Issa Rae, are just these really really cool characters, but they're both really cool. And when you put two cool people together, someone has to have energy, someone has to have low energy, someone has to have a high, like there's no dynamic. They're both really like she's very very competent, and then he's really competent too. Like because him as a photographer, her as an art like some kind of exhibitionist, and I was like, you guys are just like like when they were like kissing and stuff, I was just like, I don't buy this chemistry. They just like they're both really cool, and it just makes sense. But I was just like, I just wasn't buying into it. Like it just felt like someone say something embarrassing about your past. You know what I mean? Like, you know, help like joke around a little bit more, because they were joking around at that dinner. I'm talking about the wrong movie right now. But the point is, I'm getting at Lakeith, and Lakeith's like he's too cool. He did it again in this. He did it again in this movie where he's not a different person. He's like I was impressed with the fact that I was very scared of his character. The fact that he says he has rules, but he breaks those rules when he stabs when he shoots that person in the back.
He's very
or stabs people in the back. So the rules are, as a cowboy, that this character has no rules. And all the other cowboys have rules. He doesn't have any. That's what makes him so sinister. That's why he can't be like he can't keep his word when you go for like a shootout. But I felt like everyone filled in their boots perfectly, but I felt like you could have swapped him out with anyone else. And I don't like saying that because he's such a really really good actor. Yeah. I think maybe his two roles I can think of right now where he's like really being a huge different person was in Atlanta. And this is strange as well, but when he was playing that detective character in Death Note.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's because those characters are so larger than life. Everything else like he's done is just like it's like I don't mind that monotone, cool swagger thing he's going on, but if he's just gonna keep bringing that to the table for everything he does, I'm just like. He's just the same to me, you know. Nothing like even like Lee Majors is different in everything he does. He is quite eccentric sometimes. So not Lee Majors. Sorry, I'm thinking of
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, I'm thinking Jonathan Majors. Lee Majors is the famous. Was he the guy who played $6 Million Man?
Hey Jamie, bring that up.
Am I right about that?
Yeah, $6 Million Man.
Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah. So I'm thinking about Jonathan Majors. This is going to happen a lot, by the way. So Jonathan Majors, he's like he has this. He can show a huge range within the small project he does.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen him in he does it in most of his projects. Where he can be very eccentric, but he can be reserved, and he can be composed, reserved, earnest, and contained. And then when you need him to be like burst out energy, laugh like really like. I'm talking about like he's very eccentric in
Loki.
And yes, in Loki. I think that's but he can be like he can do the menacing monologue in Loki and also have the eccentricity at the same time. And then have you seen him in The Last Black Man in San Francisco?
No, I haven't seen it yet. It's on my
he does that kind of he's very quirky. This is him. He's probably like he's eccentric and quirky to the point where, like, I would say that The Last Black Man in San Francisco is almost like a Woody Allen movie almost, because they're caricatures. And in what was that movie where he was like, and in Lovecraft Country, I think that's where he was at his most reserved.
Yeah.
What was the name of his character's name again? It was like
Atticus.
That was his most reserved. That was his most reserved like performance, because he's such a different. He doesn't have to have that quirk. He doesn't have to have that energy, and he's so reserved. And he's a different person.
He's also like the straight man in that show.
Yes, he's like, the straight man.
Like everyone else is kind of like they've got their own quirks.
Yeah, they got their thing going on. But so that's what I mean. Like, so he could do these amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to bring to the MCU. But like, Jonathan Majors is such a good steal, I would say, for this.
Good work on Kevin Feige seeing it.
Yeah, you got to see it early.
You got to see it early, and he hasn't been in a lot.
I've heard. Have you heard his? Oh, sorry, I'm going to take me. Hopefully, everything. You guys can hear me properly. I like his performance, and I like the comments that I'm hearing from Paul Rudd. So Paul Rudd on the set of Quantumania said that because Paul Rudd is, I think, low key, and I think he's low key A-class actor. I don't mean celebrity. He's already a popular celebrity, sexiest man in the world, sexiest man alive right now. However, he's low key one of the most talented male actors working right now. But for him to comment on Jonathan Majors, that like, because apparently on set he said I think it was for a magazine, and I'm just paraphrasing. He said like he said, I see what he's doing and it's great, but the way the quote is paraphrased is like it came off in a way that where like Paul Rudd is clearly has not seen a lot of his work, but when he's on set, it's blowing this guy like it's impressing. This is a very talented actor, which is good news for us to get to witness his performance.
And I think he'll play menacing really well.
Very excited for his role.
But it's so long, it's so far away. I think it's like 2023.
I honestly, I don't really mind, because like there's so much good stuff coming our way already. Yeah. We should be for
I know. I know, but it's like
we got back to the embarrassments of riches going on right now. We got like so much coming our way. I think.
Yeah, we do have fun again. And I think because they started filming so early, like usually it takes like a year for them to film and come out, because they're filming like a couple of years before. And I'm seeing all this footage, not footage, but I'm seeing that they're doing stuff. I'm like, I want it now. Give it to me.
And I try to. You gotta stay away from those things, man. They're very tempting. Once you go down that rabbit hole, it's a trap, because it's like it lures you in. Or like sets of or like rumors of Bill Murray being Bill Murray. Who do you think Bill Murray's gonna play?
I think he's gonna play Reed.
Who?
I think he's gonna play Reed Richards, right? Like he has to.
Don't you dare say that.
He's gonna play an old Reed Richards. They go in the future.
I don't like that. Yeah.
Fine, he's gonna play old Johnny Storm.
That makes sense. But where are you getting these? By the way, where are you getting these? Like, are you just guessing these off the top of your head?
No, I read stuff.
Are you literally reading off the screen right now?
Nah, I'm making that up.
I was like, are you looking at the I was just looking at your eyes. Like, are you reading this off the screen? But yeah, I'm just excited. I think he could also play and this is me just like playing with, me speculating, having fun. I'm just guessing random stuff. I would not like to see him play Reed, because I think we've talked about how Reed is one of my favorite Marvel characters, and for me to see Bill Murray, the like, great comedian, great actor, but just to have him play that character is it's just too far off for me. It's for me to imagine in my head. Plus, I'm pretty sure he was like very open in the he was very open in interviews where he said he just wanted to do one Marvel movie and he doesn't want to do any more. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I have. It is, to be honest, it's a lot of hard work doing these movies, especially at his age. He's not young. You know what I mean? He
was for the press junket for the French Dispatch, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll do one, but I want you to kill me off. I don't want to do it anymore." Because he's a very opportune. Actually, he doesn't have an agent anymore, right? He's opportunist where like people give him the roles, but he doesn't have an agent anymore. People have to contact him, and then he'll take the job.
Makes sense.
But if I could guess in my head, in my version of MCU, I could see him playing Nathaniel Richards, who was Reed's dad, or I could see him playing an alternate version of Kang.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
Maybe Kang's offspring or future. Do you think he would be? No, he wouldn't be. That would be way too out there. Could you imagine him playing like an elderly Tony Stark? From an alternate reality?
I mean, it's not crazy because it can happen. Anything can happen.
Well, I'm not trying to put any pressure on you. You look like you're really focusing really hard on that question. I'm just playing around.
I was. Yeah. Maybe we should get back to Maybe we should get back to the harder they fall. Maybe we could have a separate like what if scenarios and.
I was going to swing back to that. The harder they fall. But yeah, honestly, I thought the set design was amazing.
Yeah, it was very pretty.
Did you say James Samuel also had a hand in this?
He had a hand with the music, and he did the screenplay and director. So he had a hand of a lot of things. But he was not the cinematographer. That was someone else. But it looked really pretty. Like the sets were really nice. Like even the way
he's playing with the genre. He's having fun. Good, because it's a fictional story. So the way the world looks can be just it's a heightened reality.
Yeah.
So everything can look different. Everything can be colorful. I like how they go to was it like the white town or something?
And it's white.
It's literally white.
Yeah.
I like how it's literally white.
Yeah.
I feel like I got the joke. I was like
the townspeople are white. Like all the buildings are white.
I thought the joke could have been better if they didn't put that subtitle at the bottom.
Yeah,
because early on they mentioned that what town was it? It was like Belltown or Mississippi or something like that. I don't know. And then he's like, "Oh, that white town," and then they cut to it, and it literally all the buildings are painted white, like blank white. I was just like, "Oh, that's awesome." But I thought the joke was ruined by having the title, like the name of the title of the town, and it literally said like in parentheses White Town. I thought that ruined the joke, but
because you could just say, "Oh, we're in White Town."
Yeah, because it's way funnier. Because
you don't even or even if they spelling the joke, or maybe if they say, "Oh, so this is White Town," and you just see like a white building, and
yeah. But they when you spell a joke out like that, they treat you like I don't know, like you can't see.
It's also like they're talking down to you, like, "Look, White Town. Yes, the buildings are white, and we're also good down here."
Yeah, but yeah. if I'm being honest, in terms of the story, I thought it was kind of weak. I thought it was like,
yeah, I agree.
Do you agree with me? Because like, yeah, I felt because I was like, all these great actors, and the story just kind of like
it kind of it was a little bit messy.
The best part of the story, the best part because it has. For me, this is the way I expressed it in my head when I was watching it. I was like, oh, this movie's like The Magnificent Seven, but the bad guys have to recruit their Magnificent Seven, and the good guys have to recruit their Magnificent Seven. And now these two Magnificent Seven teams have to go up head to head with each other. And I was like,
it's
that's cool.
It's like this Civil War.
However, yeah. But the bad guys actually are real bad guys.
Yeah, they're
but like I was just like, it seemed like with all this talent, the story didn't support all of them, and like I think the best part of this entire film was the spoiler alert, everyone who hasn't seen it, the fact that Idris Elba is the older brother of Jonathan Majors, and I thought that was the heart of the film.
Yeah,
and all this other stuff was kind of like it wasn't as strong because we never got that hint.
But when we got the reveal, like when we got the reveal, like I'm your brother, it wasn't strong.
Could you kill your brother?
Yeah,
yeah. Like that's the aim of that message. Like, could you do it? Because I couldn't kill my brother, and I'm the evilest person in the world.
But I could kill my dad.
If you can kill me, what does that make you?
Yeah.
Like I could kill my dad because my dad. Like he justifies that his dad is a bad person.
Like his dad's a bad guy.
But he says, but if I'm the most evilest person in this world right now, and I can't kill my brother, what does that make you if you kill me? And like, are you still on the moral high ground, or like it's like because if by killing you I get to save tons of other people.
And I avenge my father.
Yeah,
which is essentially.
But yeah, I was just like, I felt like that's the core of this film.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like,
but I didn't like the reveal. Like
everything else felt like filler because it wasn't connected to that.
You could have built it up, and they didn't build it up well.
I think it was hinted at early in the film where like the man recognizes him immediately. Like, you know what I mean? So the priest recognizes him immediately, but then like we can't feel sorry for him if what Idris Elba's character said was true. Because Idris Elba said, like, he was a bad man. He used to hurt me. Yeah, he used to beat my. But because he's bringing it in so late in the film, all this new information we didn't know. It's inconsequential because we don't care about the fight anymore, but we do care about. I don't know. There's this weird like dynamic between.
It's a storytelling thing as well. You shouldn't really reveal new information towards the end of the movie.
Later on.
You should reveal it like at the end of the second act or at the beginning of the third act.
Yes. And now it hurts when you have to do the punch.
Yeah, and now there's like no payoff for it. Like okay.
Yeah, it wasn't. I think he was trying this like. I think I see what he's doing, but it's difficult to do that balance because I knew in the first scene that there was something special going on between what is the relationship between? Because I was like between this preacher and Idris Elba. What's the like something this dynamic? And then we never ever go back to that ever.
I thought I thought it was like he owed him money or something. It was just like.
I thought early on in the film, I thought that the priest double-crossed him.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. I was like, oh, so this priest who we think is good is bad. He did something bad. But I thought that the mom and the dad didn't have to die. I thought that was kind of sad. But later, like it made sense the fact that Idris Elba couldn't kill young Jonathan Majors.
But that's where the revenge.
But everything in between was just weird. Like everything. It was the same old recruit, all the
It was
people to join.
It wasn't paced well, but I think I was more intrigued by the actors playing but mainly by the actors. Really, I'm like, oh, cool. It's Damon Wayans Jr. Oh, great. It's Dion Cole. Like people who
You know what? I think this might be one of my favorite performances by Damon Wayans Jr.
I don't know. I'm a happy endings guy through and through.
That's right.
It's the biggest what if I reckon it's the biggest what if in TV history if it got picked up for a fourth season.
Can they bring it back? Can they do like a special or something? All the actors are still working.
They've done a couple. So they did for the I think 5th anniversary, they did like a season 4 episode 1. It was like a table read.
Can they just make like a podcast version?
and then during the pandemic, they did like a Zoom call with like all that, like the characters. So the characters were interacting with each other, and we got to see where they're at in their lives.
Well,
at that point,
you're giving me something to do now. I'm gonna look that up.
It's just like it's like seeing like old friends again, and just seeing the magic that that cast had, the chemistry they had was like no other. It was mainly by the 3 comedic actors, like Damon Wayans, Casey Wilson, and the guy that played Max. I forgot his name. But those three really pulled their cast together. And then when you had like Jane and a few others, they really made it a lot better. It was just fantastic. But yeah, I like his performance in most things that he does. I liked him in New Girl. I like New Girl a lot. I'm a Winnie the Bush kind of guy. I'm Winnie the Bush. Like I reckon he's sidebar or whatever. Winston's one of the greatest sitcom characters ever.
Oh really? That's high praise coming from you, since you've seen most of them.
Yep, I'm gonna say he's just so odd and weird and magical, and
it just sucks that he didn't get enough. Like he relishes in being in the background, but being in the background.
Oh, but when he's there though, he's just so.
He's amazing.
Like the honey roast episode is amazing. I go back to that like at least like once a month.
Is that the one where we? I think I talked to you about how is that the one where there's a roast? They're doing a roast of him.
Yeah, but it's like a honey roast, so they only say nice things about him.
Yeah, I think I told you like back in uni when I was like that was the episode where I fell in love with him because it's because they're trying to cover up something else that's going on.
Yeah, so Nick and Jess break up. Just when
things are worse. You know, you have he rocks up in that white tuxedo. It just doesn't make any sense at all. He's very happy, but he's like his mood doesn't match what's going on in the scene. He's just in his own little world. I was like, oh, that's good. And so anyway, maybe he should have been in the Harder They Fall.
Who instead of Lakeith?
No, just any. He can play any character. I don't care. I just 1 minute.
Yeah, like he's one of those. He's one of my boys where I look out. There's certain actors from different TV shows and movies. I'm like, you're my boy. I'm looking out for you. Like a lot of the SNL cast. A lot of the SNL cast from 2005 to like 2013 are all my boys. The Armisons, the Wiggs, the Sandbergs, the Mulaney's, the Sudeikis'.
I'm John Mulaney.
I'm John Mulaney. I wear suits.
Yeah. I wear suits now, and I talk like this.
And I like it.
I'm on Law and Order. I make Law and Order jokes. about the guy who's who's carrying crates. I can't stop working. Just keep talking to me. How was that?
That was pretty good.
Yeah. If you catch me at the right moment, at the right time, I can pull off a pretty good job.
And when is that?
In the full moon. Under full
Yeah. You're doing your Mulaney, like you wear a suit, like whatever you're wearing, like you're wearing your white t-shirt or whatever, and then like the full moon comes out, and you just like your t-shirt rips and like a suit comes out.
Wearing a suit, and I just start doing stand up on the streets. Where are you going? Who are you? Why am I talking to myself like this? Yeah, he's just like, and I like his weird fascinations with Jewish people. Weird.
It is really good
Nick
clip.
Kroll.
Yeah, the oh hello.
Oh hello.
That's just your Adam Sandler.
Yeah, that was my Adam.
It's my Adam Sandler.
Oh,
Shut up.
Oh, how do you do the Luis Guzman? You know, my ex-wife was a raccoon.
He was a raccoon.
That's too much tuna. Okay, I'm going off the trails now. So anyway, back to the How Do They Fall?
They fall hard.
What were they alluding to in that title? The bigger you are, the harder they fall.
Yeah. I mean, Idris Elba was big in that movie. He was jacked, man.
But like, jokes aside, what were they actually alluding to?
I think they were alluding to like.
But
I know this is gonna sound lame. I think they're alluding to like, because he's such a big figure, you know, like in terms of like his character was so notorious and all of that. Now, how do they fall? Bang.
Was that serious? Did you do that on purpose?
No, this is all. It's so serious, man.
I don't know. It just, for me, I was just like, because he was in prison, so he didn't get to relish in being the big boss. And then when he got to the small town, he wasn't the big guy. Like he wasn't running. He wasn't the mayor.
I think I think everyone feared him enough to know they're like, okay, this guy's a big deal.
I don't know. I thought that title could have been better. I just feel like it was like, for me, it has all the hallmarks of something that could be crazy good, like almost Tarantino good.
Yeah, like, but also no, this is I think his first feature. He directed a short film, and the short film was a western. It was almost like a not a prequel, but it's almost like a spiritual. It's almost a remake of this movie. It's like 15 minutes long. It's on YouTube, and just find out what it's called. Give me a second. Talk in the background or something, or do a dance or sing or.
What do you mean you want more money? I paid you hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you want more money? Oh man! What else does he say? I'm gonna read out some John Mulaney quotes. See if I can pull up the impression again. John Mulaney. I was in Big Mouth. Well, I don't know how to spell Mulaney.
People do.
Okay, I got some John Mulaney quotes right here. John, what do you have to say? He said, okay, these seem to be, okay, these quotes aren't funny.
It's called
Okay,
The
here we
Day
go.
by Dawn. I found it.
Oh, what's it called?
They Died by Dawn. And it's got a pretty cool cast. Michael K. Williams, he plays Nat Love. Erykah Badu plays Stagecoach Mary.
Ooh, whoa.
Rosario Dawson's in it as Washington. Jesse Williams. It's got a pretty stacked cast.
This guy really likes his. For him to do this again, he must really like this concept or the Western in general.
I've been watching some interviews with him, and he said that he's been trying to make this movie for like years.
Wow.
And like,
how young is he?
He's, I think maybe early 40s, maybe early to late 40s.
Still, I'm hugely impressed by that.
Yeah, and like I can't wait to see what he does next.
The movie, the thing is for me, like the thing is that like, am I changing my opinion? I think I'm gonna change my opinion. The thing is that like it's just it has so much going for it, and I really didn't like that that ending.
The reveal. Yeah.
With Stagecoach Mary is still alive. I thought I was like, don't do that to me. Don't make.
But I think this. But then you can set up for a sequel, or
you can but like you could just like yeah,
but then the sequel
move on. Like I don't know. I just like this movie is pretty good enough on its own. Don't set up anything else. Just make an entire new movie where she's the main character. Or like you don't need to like, you don't need to like, I don't know. Like it's like trying to pass the ball. Like, but you need to like usually what you do is you just keep your eye your partner is supposed to keep an eye on the ball. And just keep yourself open, right? Just keep yourself open to catch that ball. But when you do stuff like that, it's like you're being way too obvious that you're going to pass the ball to you. Like, look at me. I'm going to do this to you, okay? I'm going to do this. I'm going to pass you the ball, okay? Are you nodding because you understand what I'm saying? Or are you nodding just because you can see me passing the ball? Okay, are you ready? And then the other team catches the ball. Yeah. The other team catches the ball because you're like, oh, how did they know that I was going to pass you the ball?
Yeah.
I was because get them. I don't know. It's just like, but it's still for like a first film.
Yeah.
Like full feature film.
Yeah, first major feature.
Like I said, embarrassment of riches. Cast. That cast is insane.
But I think he knows Idris as well. So maybe he's like, hey buddy, you want to be in my movie?
Yeah, it seemed like everyone, the main actors, I think especially Regina King.
Yeah.
This seems to be like kind of like an insider where they're like, oh, I'm gonna tap this person because this person has connections to the other actor. And then everyone, all the big other big actors, like hear about this movie, and they're like, "Oh, I want to be part of that."
I also think that Jay-Z had a bit of a hand in the casting as well. I think Jay-Z.
Really?
Yeah, because I think James Samuel also directed a few of the music videos from Jay-Z's 444 album, and Lakeith was actually in one of the clips for Moonlight, where they did pretty much a scene-by-scene reenactment of Friends, but it was like a black cast. So like Jared Carmichael played Ross, Tessa Thompson played Monica, Issa Rae played Rachel, Lil Rel played.
Bring back Jared Carmichael.
Yeah, I love him.
I miss him. I was thinking about him the other day when I went for a run. Just randomly, I was like, where is he?
Yeah, like he directed a movie and it came out earlier this year. And I think they played it at South. I can't remember. They played it at South by Southwest.
Hey, Jamie, could you look that up, please? You're Jamie.
I'm doing it now. Well, if you haven't heard of the comedian Gerard Carmichael, both Kendall and I highly recommend you look him up. He's very funny, very insightful, and he had a sitcom called The Carmichael Show, which was in the same vein as Who's that famous showrunner from the 70s? Norm something.
That 70s show?
Oh, the 70s show. He's very famous.
I literally have no idea. That's such a huge question. Like,
yeah,
all of the 70s.
No, but he had like a hand in like the Jeffersons and.
Was the Family Matters?
I think he had a hand in that as well. What was his name?
Mork and Mindy. I'm just saying things now.
Norman Lear.
Was it Mork? Huh?
Norman Lear. So Norman Lear was like he created a lot of these like classic sitcoms like All in the Family, Maude, Good Times, The Jeffersons. And they touched on like really serious issues that was happening in America at the time. And the Carmichael Show, his sitcom, was kind of had similar tones to that. Each episode that focused on a different issue or a different topic. They did one on gun violence. They did one on Trump. This was during Trump's whole
reign of terror.
Fun, yeah, that's probably a better word for it. And yeah, they did a whole lot of different things. They've done an episode on.
You know what? I'm saying it right now. I'm saying it here. They should have put Jared Carmichael in this movie. I'm saying it.
Well, you
controversial opinion.
Hot takes. I'll look up that movie for you.
So I'm just like
on the count of three. So he directed and produced it.
Yeah. So going back to The Harder They Fall, I think it could have been better. But however, after learning what you just told me about this being his one of like this first big feature film, it's still very impressive what it is. Yeah. I think if it's a very chill movie, if you just want to kick back and watch it. I think it's because we've been exposed to I don't know about you, but we've been exposed to so much like Western material that you got like all Westerns have to be not necessarily better than the last one, but the themes have to be like very strong themes. I think like even now, what's his name? I mean, Clint Eastwood. All Clint Eastwood's current movies are westerns. They're neo westerns. They take place today. Are you familiar with Taylor Sheridan?
No.
He's he's a writer, director. He directed he does a lot of neo westerns as well. He did Hell or High Water.
Oh yeah.
What's it called? Is it Moon River or something like that? But anyway, he did that Angelina Jolie movie that came out early this year.
The Eternals.
No, they Want Me Dead or something like that.
Oh yeah. I know the one.
So he's like, and he also produces Yellowstone, which by the way is like so Yellowstone is really good. Like he does modern westerns, and if you want to see what you can do with the western genre, he's nailed it. Like he's figured out what you can do. Like you can say things about race, you can say things about Native Americans. You can say something about like the economical disparities of poverty going on in America. You can say all this stuff, but like it just you can like do heavy stuff. Like westerns are good at telling harsh reality stories. You know, even in Logan, you know, like the idea of like
Logan's a western film.
Yeah, Logan is a way, but like this movie had so much going for it. It didn't have any of that stuff.
Yeah,
it didn't have the killing your fathers. Yeah, the older generation has to die for the new generation to live on, kind of thing. Where like it pulls at your heartstrings. The Shane speech at the end of Logan, you know, it didn't have that in this movie. For, like, you know, there's a lot of good westerns out there. I recommend anything that Taylor Sheridan has produced or written or directed. He even did Robert what was that Scottish one? It was on Netflix. Robert the Robert De La Brea or something. Anyway, but he's like, yeah, look for anything that Taylor Sheridan has done. He does. I've seen most of his movies.
He wrote Without Remorse. The
Taylor Sheridan.
Michael B.
James.
No, Michael B. Jordan. Taylor Sheridan. He wrote Without Remorse, the Michael B. Jordan Rainbow Six movie.
I want to see that.
It wasn't that great.
Yeah, I'm not saying all of us, but look for his Western stuff. That's because it's like a sci-fi one, right?
No, this is like a military army.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I'm just like, yeah. Look at anything. Most of the things that Taylor Sheridan has done is like, so yeah, Wind River, Yellowstone, Hell or High Water, Those Who Wish Me Dead. Oh, Sicario.
Yeah.
He's also doing The Mayor of Kingstown. He's I think he did some early work in Sons of Anarchy. Did he actually do?
Oh, Mayor of Kingstown. I've heard about this. This is what I wanted to watch. Oh, it's out tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, so that's in like this is the guy who used to be a stunt actor before he became a writer. So he because he's like he grew up in that kind of Western environment. He has a license to
tell these stories.
No, he has a license to
kill.
Stop. No, he because you need a special like stunt license to ride horses and stuff like that. So he's like, but he's been in the industry for years as like as a stunt man, and then he just basically he quit, and he always tell the story in interviews. He was penniless. He quit his job so he can focus on writing, and he was relying on his wife to support him and his kids. And then he just kept on writing, and then he wrote the script Hell or High Water. I don't think he directed that. He just wrote it, and then he has all his other scripts. And then Hell or High Water was so good. It was nominated, I think.
Yeah, I think it got an Academy.
And now he's like, a lot of his movies have been done. So if you're looking for like a Western, because Western's like, you can use that genre to say something heavy. And this movie didn't have that. You know what I mean? Like I felt like they could have said something about like they did tap on the fact that like about like the slave era going on. They did that, right? About how they got into the country.
Yeah, and it was kind of like we built. I think they mentioned that we built this kind of
But maybe I get what they're trying to do. Where they're trying to avoid that because they're trying to tell like the kind of like a romanticized version of the world. But I felt like if you're not going to do the idea that of or maybe the very idea of them like because these real African American cowboys being their existence is bringing awareness to real African American history is the story. I just don't think I got that because I didn't know where the fictional story ended and where I didn't know where the reality of these characters began and where the fiction world ended. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I know that this is a fictional world, fictional setting, fictional story, and I understand Reeves and Stagecoach Mary and all these other characters. Was it Nat Love?
Nat Love.
I imagine that these were real people, but I didn't know where reality began and fiction ended. Oh, I know who my favorite actor in that film was. Oh, I'm so sorry this is going on for way too long, but I should have mentioned this earlier because I just completely forgot. Who was the who was that the security guard? The small young actress.
Oh, Cuffy.
It's Coffee, right?
Coffee.
Oh, Kathy Williams. To me, she was the standout of this.
Yeah,
of this film.
She was.
I was
cool,
like,
man.
she had such. Didn't she also play? I thought she had an amazing. I thought she had an amazing look. She had such an expressive face. She wasn't even doing anything. She's just like at the door, staring people down, and she's so small, so meek and petite. And I was like, but still like very like, I'm going very dangerous kind of thing. I was like, oh man, this is cool. And she's not even doing anything. Like everyone is just acting way too hard. And she's got that kind of regional accent. I don't know where she's from, but she sounds different from everyone else.
Yeah, she sounds like she's like deep south.
Yeah, but she seems like her history seems to be, she seems to have a deeper history, and I wanted to know more, and she's intriguing, but she doesn't share any of that because the story is just, there's so much going on in the story. And she was played by, who was Danielle Deadwyler?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing! Like she, like her face and her staring down everyone, and just there's maybe a hint of some kind of unrequited love or lesbian relationship with, what was ZZ Beats character's name?
Stagecoach Mary.
Oh, was her? I was like,
Regina King played Trudy Smith. Trudy Smith.
I was like, for me, I was just like, I want to see more of her now. Now that I've seen her in this, and her height, her height was so like, I thought her height was perfect. She was very small and meek compared to everyone else. Like when she's standing next to Jonathan Majors, I was like, oh, you're kind of pipsqueaky. But then when she pulls the gun and tells that guy to like take the gun off, or like to leave your gun at the door, I was like, oh, this person's awesome, man. I was like, I want to see more of where she came from. And I hope they like, maybe Bess Reeves and Kathy will have like, in the next movie, they come back.
Or a Netflix spin-off series.
I would like that, but I want to see like, I want to see a completely just different, like a deeper story. Apart from, I thought the story was just lacking in that department. But I want to see more stuff now. I just like, she made me like just excited to like, because everyone is doing their thing and they're doing it really well. Apart from Lakeith, I thought everyone else is acting that, like even the kid. Who's that kid who plays
RJ? Jim Beckworth.
I've seen him in other stuff. He played wasn't he the Blue Ranger in the Power Rangers movie?
Yep, and he was also in Me and Earl and the Dying Girl.
Oh yeah. Wasn't he also in the Sarah Burgess is a Loser?
Sarah Burgess. Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen him in a bunch of other stuff. When he's in this, because he always sometimes he plays like friendly best friend in Sarah Burgess. He plays very quirky, nerdy.
Yeah.
As the Blue Ranger in Power Rangers, but in this, he's like a smartass, and he's really good at it too.
Yeah.
Like, he's just very just like loudmouthy,
very cocky, confident, just
very,
cool.
And then you get the fact that he's still innocent, especially when he dies. That this was still a kid, who's just blabbering his mouth off too much.
And like they even alluded to that in the movie as well. Like he doesn't know what he's doing.
The kid. But I was like, oh man. Everyone is performing really well. I just thought Lakeith was just
a little bland.
I felt like he fell back onto what he does well, which is cool swagger. Very calm, very kind of aloof. He's very aloof in his films. He's just like, it's kind of just like looking around, talks like this. Where are you from? Kind of like, where is that right? Where you were? He's got that like, he's very aloof character.
Cool. So
are we going too long?
Yeah, we are going too long. You are.
Okay.
Any final thoughts?
edit the hell out of it. If you're bored and you want something, and you want to see some cool acting by Idris Elba, and you're just looking for some Western fun, the story's not as it doesn't have to be serious. But when you're doing a Western movie, you want a little grit,
especially when you're doing it at this caliber. I think you have to have because substance to it.
Sometimes it's fun, but you want some grit in terms of the themes. But sometimes if you want sometimes it goes from fun to cartoony because the world looks like a cartoon sometimes.
Yeah.
like the Western, like I feel like the town could just like fall flat, like into like a Looney Tunes kind of thing because it's so colorful and bright.
Yeah.
But like other than that, I think if you're looking for like if you're not looking for anything serious, just like a fun Western, go for it. Just watch this and just watch it. Like it's a gun tooting, African American styled.
Yeah.
Fun Western movie. I would give it 3 stars.
Ooh. I will also give it 3 stars. I like the soundtrack a lot. I've been listening to the soundtrack a lot.
Why didn't we talk about that? We kept on going off tangent. Sorry about that.
That's fine. Oh, the soundtrack was amazing.
The soundtrack is amazing.
Like it's got
so much to the. Yeah, it's like it's almost better than the like it
goes so well on the soundtrack, man.
Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes it took me out of the film because
it's like contemporary music, like you're hearing like Jay-Z rap over.
No, it's the fact that the music is so good and so cool that it works. Like like what I mean by like literally the music is cool and it's got that swagger that they had to. It felt like they had to like I felt like there were too many scenes where they had to squeeze in the characters doing something cool and swaggery, because I swear there were 2 scenes where they're all riding their horses on a road and they're playing that cool music, and then they did it again with the bad guys. I was like, how many times do we have to see it's repetitive?
That was a Jay-Z song, Guns Go Bang, with Kid Cudi.
Yeah, I thought do it once and you'll never have to, like, you don't need, like, if you're doing more than one punch, you just need one strong punch, but you don't need to do it again.
Yeah, and for that song, just the way that the song is, you have to do it like, I don't know, something cool is happening
to match the song.
Because like one of the lines, "My gun go bang," so it's gonna be, it's got to be explosive. Like the scene has to be as explosive as the song.
But I felt at times, but that's a bad sign of a story where you have to you're accommodating the film to the music when the music should be like
in the
wallpaper.
Background.
You notice it. It's good. I've heard this like comment before, where good soundtrack, good background music should be like good lighting. You shouldn't notice it. But then again, I've also heard like the opposite saying, where it should be so like it shouldn't be so good that it should be complimentary, but it shouldn't overcast the rest of the film. And there are bits of the film where it did overshadow the film. Like I was like, whoa, that's so bad. Is there like a mixture of like, I don't know, some kind of like reggae or Haitian kind of music going on?
So they use like they used a Fela Kuti song, who's a Afrobeats musician.
I thought that was like I thought that was pretty, like, when they did that, when they combined that contemporary kind of Afrobeats music with the visuals of this film, I think that was like cinematic masterpiece at certain points. However, when the music was so like jarringly good, like I'm not saying the music was bad at all. I thought the music was so great that there were scenes where like they're just riding a horse into town and they stopped complimenting each other, and one of them is taking over. So instead of the flavors going together, you actually one is overpowering the other. Does that make sense?
And it does make sense because I think James Daniels, like I said before, he has directed a lot of music videos.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But he's, you know, I've seen that like in a bunch of other like films. Like, need to realize that, like in films like Birds of Prey, that director was also a music video director, and like I was just like in the scenes of that movie that seemed like music videos, but music videos are not films, so therefore you need to change the
you have to change the you have to change the tone and the language a little bit. Yeah
because you're using music and visuals as language techniques, where in feature films it's yeah, I was like, sometimes it can be jarring. You know what, now that you've brought that up, that he does music video clips, this whole movie seems like a compilation of the music videos now.
Well, Michael Bay started as the director for music videos and ads.
Annotation.
Not comparing the two, but you know, your career can take that trajectory as well.
I mean, actors, certain directors I know that have broken out of that are like, was it John Lynch? I always say John Lynch.
David Lynch.
Is it David Lynch? Yeah, David Lynch. I always get.
David Lynch is like the Twin Peaks fella.
Okay, no, not the.
I know who you're talking about.
I think it's he's the guy who produced
Are you talking about David Fincher?
Oh, David Fincher. I always get David Fincher.
And you know what? I see that. It's really easy to make.
You do that too? David
Fincher. Even though they're tonally different. Like David Lynch is very quirky and weird. And then David Fincher is very serious and these serial killer movies and a lot of grey tones and dark tones. I get it. Cool. So I think we've juiced the juice of
I mean, we can go on from on this.
We can.
Juice. So that's juice, right?
Yeah. If you got a juice presser, you just do this thing. Juice comes out. How things?
You were saying.
So over the week, have you seen anything cool other than the Hard Day Fall?
I don't have a lot to say, but I did see. Oh geez. From what I saw last week, I saw Big Mouth. I finished the Big Mouth season 5. I saw Adam Sandler's Murder Mystery.
I like that movie a lot.
You like Murder Mystery?
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, I didn't really like it that much, but I don't really hate it either. I thought it was like fun at some points, but I saw Reservation Dogs season 1, The Last Night in Soho, Antlers, Catching Killers, Roman Holiday, and yeah, that's it.
It's a lot.
There's a moth. But yeah, I always keep a list.
I'm all digital, man. It's on my phone. Yeah, Murder Mysteries, Reservation Dogs, Natasha's the Greatest, Last Night in Soho.
But yeah, I thought pretty good. I think I think we're gonna need a longer video if you want me to go through all of those.
Yeah.
I thought Reservation Dogs was just to give like one sentence review about how I thought about that. I thought that was one of the most understated television shows to come out of America.
It's very
like right now. It's crazy how we haven't, the show taps on the fact that American pop culture has not in terms of its representation of Native Americans has not changed in the past 50 years. They like their expectations of representation of like that they you know they're still the same characters. They're still like the archetypes that they use for Native Americans have been the same. It's like it reminds me of what was that movie? The Master of not movie. The TV series Master of None. How Aziz talks about how Indian characters have not changed in like they like television or film has kept the same archetypes and nothing has changed in 50 years, and people are hiring people to do the same. Like
the stereotypical like taxi driver or the owner of a convenience store or just the IT guy.
It's the same thing that they brought up in the show. The fact that that like I was watching it and halfway like I was just like in the middle of the show I thought to myself, this is really insightful. I thought it was a great exposure into their culture and what's going on in America. And I was like, why was this not made earlier? Why do and I was like, and it all makes sense because the America doesn't know how to
react.
They don't know. They just don't know how to make this material. Like they don't have any exposure. Like this is the kind of like how kind of like sheltered that industry is, where like if they want to tell a Native American story, they're going to get like some kind of caricature or stereotype for their show.
And it's within Hollywood. It's a Hollywood stereotype. It's not like a stereotype within their own community.
It's like it was original, which is so refreshing, and like they like even like it's so crazy because like the show admits like, oh yeah, we're not perfect. We're not perfect. We got some bad stuff going on in our communities, but aren't all communities have bad stuff going on? We're not perfect human beings, and but we drive cars to go to work. We don't ride horses. All these stereotypes, like we all don't have visions. We have it just goes to show how representation of like Native Americans has been like so like, but they're doing that so weird, like 50 years, and it's been the same stereotype reused, reshuffled, and a lot of those actors who have played those characters are in this show. And I know this because I used to like, because I'm a huge fan of some of these actors. I think the guy who plays what's the security guy, the town. I've seen him in a bunch of Western movies where he's played the same kind of warrior Native American character, and just to see him in this, just like driving a car and going to work is just like, it's so good, and he's so funny in it. But yeah, so it is to me one of the most understated television shows in America right now. We got these romance movies, we got these like all these like superhero movies and TV shows coming out, and this is the most original thing I've seen come out in like ages.
So yeah, if you want to watch something, we both recommend Reservation Dogs. Great,
definitely,
it's a great series.
I don't want to go into the other stuff because it's quite it gets quite lengthy from there. What about you?
I just finished off Love Life with so the first, it's an anthology of a
series.
I can't speak English. It's an anthology series, and each season's based on different characters. So the first season's based on Anna Kendrick's character, who is just trying to get through this crazy world and find love. She falls in love, she falls out of love, and there's a lot of twists and turns to her journey. And the second season has got, I can't think of his name, but it's got Chidi from The Good Place. And we start with his journey. He's in a marriage. He's not in a loving marriage. And then, spoiler alert, in the first episode they get a divorce. And then it chronicles his journey into love. It's a really refreshing pace. It's not maybe the
Sorry.
most critically reviewed show that we watch, but it's just fun, and I recommend it. Also, something I recommend is Val. I watched Val as a documentary about Val Kilmer. And if you don't know, Val Kilmer had like throat cancer a couple of years ago, and now he is like a mouthpiece where he has to talk. And his son narrates the movie, and it's just a very heartwarming and very inspiring documentary, which I highly recommend. What else have I watched? I think that's it. I definitely recommend Val, and I recommend Love Life if you're into these kind of romantic shows.
I think I might check out Love Life. It looks really good.
I think you'll like it.
And is there any humor in it?
In Val or in Love Life?
Yeah, no, Love Life.
Yeah, it's got humor. It's got humor in it. It's a comedy show.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I thought like it may be like kind of
like a romantic drama.
No, yeah, but with like hints of humor.
No, it's got humor in it. Like all these actors that are in it are quite comedic. So.
Is there anything else you want to discuss? How long have we been? Are we for time?
We've been over an hour and a half. We're probably closer to 2 hours.
Okay, cool. Let's close up shop now.
Let's call it a night.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed and listened to us babble.
Yeah.
Well, mainly me. Oh, sorry. I'm just like when I see a tangent, I just take it. I just run with it.
That's fine. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button or bell or whatever. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on SoundCloud. Yep. You can listen to us if you don't want to see our mugs.
Follow
us. Want to hear our voices. And yeah, we don't have LinkedIn. All right, thanks everyone. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend, or whatever you're doing. Just enjoy yourself.
You know what? Don't enjoy your weekend. Have a good life.
We'll see you next week. See ya.